Hey, what's up, everybody? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to another Carolina Panthers Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the YouTube of the Tube. I am your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, I wanted to get on here and make a quick video, talk about a few things. Number one, going to talk a little bit about Bryce Young, as he's been getting an increased amount of first team reps in OTAs. Going to talk a little bit about Austin Corbett as well. Panthers also claimed two more players off of waivers to add to their roster. And then the finale, going to talk about Jaycee Horn. As, you know, I have some mixed feelings about the situation with Jaycee Horn. But anyway, let's get started. Excuse me. Bryce Young been making a lot of buzz in OTAs in a good way. As a matter of fact, they have increased his load at taking first team reps, which is definitely a big deal. And even though an official decision hasn't been made of him being the week one starter, it's looking like it's going in that direction. Slowly but surely. And this is not a knock on Andy Dalton. Apparently there's been a lot of good feedback on Andy Dalton, especially from Bryce Young, on being that mentor. Something that Andy Dalton has been embracing, which is good. Which is very good. Very good. Coach Frank Wright has also been very pleased with the progress. It seems like a lot is on schedule. Bryce Young's been making some incredible throws, and apparently one of the recent highlights, was an incredible throw and that he made and reception from wide receiver DJ Chark. So, there's been a lot of positives. When it comes to Bryce Young, there's been a lot of positives. So, hey, I love it. You know, this kid is learning to be a leader. He's been making some good decisions. And the feedback is evidence. I know this is OTAs, but I know when the time comes for training camp and also for preseason, I would really like to see how far he's progressed. And, you know, just the main thing is getting him equipped and ready. So if he does indeed get designated as the week one starter, he'll be ready. But one thing I will say is I do expect the offense to be a lot better this season compared to last season. That I will say. I'm confident that will happen. I'm very confident that will happen. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Austin Corbett. So he's about going on 5 months since his ACL tear back in January. Apparently, one of the things he's just feeling is he's bored. He wants to be out there on the field, which is totally understandable. He's back in the weight room. Of course, can't run yet. But, I mean, the supposed timetable is for him to hopefully be ready by week one. So he's been enjoying lifting weights and apparently he's been putting a lot of time in the weight room and just, you know, trying to get back into playing condition. According to the article, says the next big milestone for him is 5 months out from surgery, which means he has another 10 days to wait before he can take the next big step in his rehab. Let's see. So the word is, according to this article, is that in 10 days, in the next 10 days, Austin Corbett will be cleared, should be cleared to run on grass again. But yeah, actual, legit, he'll be able to run again. Now, he does weigh 310 pounds. But, I mean, hey, it's all part of the rehab. I mean, after all, he's going to want to be able to do that in order to play his position. But I'm very anxious to see how he does. Because we got to remember, this is a veteran guard who has won a Super Bowl and somebody that the team has invested in. You know, signed a 3-year deal with us. And like I said, did very well last season. He didn't get injured until the last game of last season. So timing hurts a little bit, but at least has been able to use a lot of the time to recover through the offseason. So at least there's that. I also like the fact that at least the organization has done well as far as adding to the offensive line depth. So, you know, to give him, you know, an opportunity to focus on recovering, and hopefully we're able to fill those voids while he recovers until he comes back full strength, which I definitely don't think they should rush him back. I know he's a great player, but definitely don't rush his comeback. Don't rush his comeback. Definitely is a good thing. In 10 days, he'll be able to run, ease into it. Hopefully it goes well, and that, you know, gets stronger and stronger. We got to remember, he had a torn ACL and meniscus. So it's quite a bit to come back from. It's not impossible, but it's going to need as much time as necessary, because the main thing is we want him back at 100%. That's the main thing. And offensive line was something that the organization finally put more emphasis on from the offseason of last season. So, and it definitely showed. Definitely showed. But, you know, looking forward to when Austin Corbett is able to return and contribute, because he did a fantastic job last season. Was a key part of the strength of the offensive line. But I do like what they've done with adding to the depth of the offensive line. So hopefully that works out. But we'll see how it goes. Now, before we proceed, here's a quick word from the sponsor on Game Beauty. As you continue to watch and enjoy Blitzball Champ gaming content here on the U to the Tube, be sure to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty, our sponsor. For an awesome lineup of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products, here is Game Beauty. They offer many different collections such as eyeshadow palettes, elemental pearl highlighters, and even this special Persona 5 Royal limited edition makeup collection. They also have free domestic and international shipping to most countries for orders over $60. And you can use the promo code BlitzballChamp and you get 10% off of your order for any and all purchases. So be sure to check out Game Beauty when you have an opportunity. Now, we shall return back to our regularly scheduled video. Enjoy. Okay, let's take a look at the players that the Panthers have claimed off of waivers. So, 2 players, which puts them back at the 90-man roster limit. So, they claimed defensive tackle Jalen Dalton and running back Tiyon Evans. Not familiar with these 2 players. Jalen Dalton, 25 years old, 6'6", 300 pounds, played at UNC, 4-year veteran. He's played in 7 games with the Atlanta Falcons, has 13 total tackles, 8 of them solo tackles. So, not really a whole lot of stats, but according to the article, he was waived by the Falcons yesterday, Wednesday. He's also spent a little bit of time with the Bears and Saints. But they say that he's been plagued by injuries in his career. And he actually made his NFL debut for the Falcons last October against the Panthers. So, something to think about there. He was born in Clemmons, North Carolina. Oh, so he's a North Carolinian. Played at West Forsyth High School and the University in UNC Chapel Hill. So, it's a North Carolinian. A little bit concerned. Apparently say he has quite an injury history. So, not sure how I feel about that. But, being another DT, guess we'll see how he does. I mean, I'm sure he'll might get some playing time in the preseason, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. But I mean, hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then Tiyon Evans. Let's see, is there anything on Tiyon Evans? 5'11", 210 pounds, 21 years old, rookie. Played at Louisville. Okay. Let me see if I can look up if there's anything on him. No, I don't see anything on him. Let's see. Tiyon Evans, he was waived by the Rams on Wednesday. Undrafted rookie from Louisville. In 8 games last year, he ran for 525 yards and 6 touchdowns. I guess that's running back competition. I mean, that's all I can really say is running back competition. But we'll see how that goes. Also, one thing that I did fail to mention is that the team did waive Preston Williams and Jacob Eason back in May. Quarterback Jacob Eason and wide receiver Preston Williams. So right now we have 3 quarterbacks in Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, Matt Corral. Those are our main 3. Jacob Eason, let's see, he played, I believe it was the Bengals game that he played in, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so just wanted to point that out just in case I never did. I don't think I ever did. But yeah, Jacob Eason and Preston Williams are no longer on the team. They got waived back in May. So just wanted to throw that in there. Okay. Jaycee Horn. All right, we got a situation here, y'all. Jaycee Horn. Cornerback Jaycee Horn. According to the article on Panthers.com, he will miss the rest of OTAs and minicamp with a left ankle and with an injury to his left ankle and foot, but is expected to be fully recovered in time for the start of training camp. They say that no surgery will be required, but he's going to be in a walking boot for a few weeks. And apparently it's not the same foot that he injured in 2021. So it's the other foot, not the same foot. This hurts, y'all. This hurts a little bit. I have mixed feelings. So I'll say this. Number one, this is definitely a potential concern, being that we've seen what has happened when Jaycee Horn doesn't play. Last year was a good example of that. Especially the Buccaneers game. Especially being that for that game we didn't have JC, nor did we have Dante Jackson. So, yeah. I mean, when Jaycee Horn has played, y'all, he's been pretty locked down. This could potentially be another Christian McCaffrey-like situation. Because remember, while Christian McCaffrey was very good out there on the field, he had his injury woes, of course, being that, we ran him like crazy with, pretty much 90+% of the offensive plays. So I don't put a lot of fault on him for that. But this sounds very, very similar almost. And it just really sucks because, those that have watched, we've seen what Jaycee Horn can do when he's out there on that field. So that's one thing. Number two, let me just say this. To all those that keep saying, oh, this is why we should have drafted Patrick Surtain. We should have drafted Patrick. Okay, we need to stop acting like we can predict injuries. Like, no one goes into these things predicting for injuries to happen. First of all, it's unfortunate, but injuries happen, and they can happen to anybody, whether they have a clean record or are injury prone or whatnot. These things can happen to anybody. I mean, it sucks, but we got to stop going into this with that mindset. Like, I could see if this was a player that didn't do jack on the field, that didn't make any type of plays on the field, then okay, that's one thing. But that's not the case. We've seen when Jaycee Horn plays, and he's played great. So, I just don't agree with that mindset. Just looking at, oh, this is why we should have drafted Patrick Surtain. Like, we knew in the first place that the dude was going to get injured. Like, we knew when it was going to happen, how it was going to happen, and such. Folks, we got to stop thinking like that. We got to stop thinking like that. It's one thing to predict a score outcome. That's one thing. It's one thing to predict a fight outcome. Oh, he's going to beat this person or he's going to beat that person. And typically, even in fight predictions, normally injuries aren't even part of the predictions at all. I mean, think about it. You ask anybody that likes to predict fights for UFC or boxing matches or even wrestling matches, they usually don't say, oh, they're going to get destroyed, and he's going to get injured. He's going to get injured. I don't think I've ever heard anybody make a prediction like that. At all. At all. So, like, we got to stop having that mindset. Like, it's like folks have this idea, oh, they got injured. This is why we should have, drafted so-and-so. Like, stop acting like you knew that the injury was going to happen. Like, seriously. We got to stop acting like that. Because we don't know. And it's not something that we should ever look forward to either, because they're unfortunate. And it can happen to anybody. Like, gotta stop having that mindset. Like, seriously. With that being said, one thing that is definitely true is the best ability is availability. And this could be a concern. Now, I'm not going to weigh too much into it because, this is, OTAs and whatnot, and he's expected to be fully recovered for training camp. This could be a precautionary. This could be a precautionary. Maybe he's got some soreness in that ankle and foot. This could just be a precautionary. I don't know. I have no idea. But he's going to be in a boot for a couple of weeks and doesn't have to have surgery, so that's good. So, I mean, it could be a precautionary. But I will say this, though. They might want to consider bringing in another cornerback. And it's funny that I mentioned this because there is actually a particular cornerback that wants to come to Carolina. Oh, yes. There is a cornerback that actually wants to come to Carolina. And at one point, we did sign him, but then, he didn't pass the physical, so we waived him. But I will say this. This is somebody that has a Super Bowl. That's right. Bashawn Breeland actually has voiced the desire that he wants to come home. He wants to come home. I mean, after all, he's from South Carolina. Played at Clemson. But yeah, according to an article I came across on Panthers Wire, yeah, he wants another chance with the Carolina Panthers. He said, and I quote, "The team that I feel like would fit me right now in my career, what I got going on as far as my personal thing, it would be the Carolina Panthers. I feel like that'll fit me more. I lost a deal with them during a rocky time in my career, and it's back home. So it'll be a lot of hurdles that I jump just by playing for that one team." You know what? Why not, y'all? Why not? Give him a call. Why not? Let me see. Let me see what his contract was, because I'm actually kind of curious to see what his contract was. Oh, see, he had a year. Last contract was 1 year, $14,000 with the Cardinals. Y'all, give that man a call. Give him a call. I mean, shoot. Somebody that's been a starter. He's won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Give him a call. Why not? Because think about it. Extra insurance in case, Dante Jackson, Jaycee Horn. That's extra insurance. And I know we do have Eric Rowe, who's a veteran as well. So I guess that's a potential option as well. But I'm pretty sure after what happened last year, I don't think many folks are confident in Keith Taylor and CJ Henderson, especially CJ Henderson. And, you know, to be honest with you, looking at the cornerback room, I think we could definitely consider getting some insurance. So honestly, why not Bashawn Breeland? Hey, Carolina Panthers, Scott Fitterer, give him a call. He wants to be here. Give him a call. I mean, what do y'all think? I don't see why not. Why not? Shoot. Because now that I think about it, let me take a look and see what other cornerbacks are available. But I would honestly, I mean, maybe perhaps Ronald Darby. Guess maybe Marcus Peters. But I don't know, y'all. But why not? Why not? Why not Bashawn Breeland? I'm just saying. And the dude wants to be here. He wants to be here. So I hope that's something that they consider. But I think definitely going to need some insurance. I think with the way that they've gotten some insurance, you know, but boasted the depth at offensive line, I think they need to consider doing the same for cornerback. Just because I do not want another Tampa Bay-like game that we had last year to happen again. We can't afford that to happen. We can't. We can't afford to let that happen again. Period. And Keith Taylor and CJ Henderson are not great fallback plans. So I think they should definitely, I know if I remember correctly, they still need to, I guess, probably finalize Bryce Young's contract, because I don't remember there ever being any news on that. If there is, somebody let me know, because I completely missed it. But still got to factor that in. But they might want to consider looking to add another potential big piece at secondary, cornerback specifically. Because we're gonna need our best out there. We're gonna need our best out there. But I know some are wondering, is Jaycee Horn a bust? I wouldn't say he's a bust. Nah. Mainly because of how well he has played when he's out there on that field. But I do understand the concern, you know, if he can even make it through a season. It remains to be seen. And like I said, I know it's still the off season. You know, I don't think there's much room to panic right now. But it is something to keep in the memory bank. It is something to keep in the memory bank. But that's pretty much all that I have for this video. Don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty. And let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Your thoughts on Bryce Young, them and giving him more increased reps with the first team. Austin Corbett, do you think he's going to be ready start week 1? Do you think he's going to have any setbacks in his rehab? Like they said, in 10 days, he should be cleared to start running again. So we'll see how that goes. What do you think about the roster moves? Them adding Jalen Dalton at defensive tackle and Tiyon Evans at running back. What do you think of those moves? And what are your honest thoughts on Jaycee Horn? Are you concerned? Are you not concerned? Do you think this is a precautionary? Do you think he won't ever be the same? Let me know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. For another Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video. Keep pounding. We're going to get through this. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye now.